Hello, I wanted to share a quick review of the Destination E bike rack by Hollywood Racks. Came out about mid-May 2022. Didn't have many reviews online yet, so figured share my honest experience so far. This isn't sponsored or anything. We were in the market for a bike rack. We have our two Rad Power bikes, the Rad City 5 Pluses, and needed something that about $500 to $1,000 range that would hold bikes this heavy. Each is about 60 pounds, and that's without the battery. So this was the model we ended up with. Hollywood Racks has another model called the Sport Rider, a bit more minimalistic. Requires an adapter if you're using it for step-thru bikes. We also saw One Up has some very popular, more industrial style bike racks. And then Thule was the other brand we were looking at. They have the T2, which has arms that come up and sort of grab the wheels of the bike. Not ideal for fenders. And then the other model was the Easy Fold, which is probably the most comparable to this one. I know it's a little more expensive. The ramp is shorter, and then the spacing between the bikes is a little bit closer. This here is like 11 inches, so you get, I think, a really good spacing there. So, all of that in, we decided on this. It's relatively new. Figured we'd give it a shot. And so I'll just get right into sort of how we set it up, how we put the bikes on. Yeah, we'll get right into it. Alright, so this bike rack weighs about 46 pounds, so it's actually really not bad. It's a 2-inch hitch. My Explorer here just goes right in, so I'll pick it up here. Comes right up, right in, and then just goes in as far as possible there. So then it comes with this locking hitch pin set here, so we'll just put that in. Sort of have to wiggle this to get it to go through. Goes through. Put this on the other side. Clicks in just like this. Okay. Then you can lock it. Just like that. Put the cap back on. Alright, and so with that done, you'll notice it still wiggles in place. And so for the no-wobble system, there's basically this arm that grabs the hitch pin there. To tighten it down, just twist this until it's relatively tight. And now it's not going anywhere. Alright, so here's the bike rack when there are no bikes on it in the stowed position. To set it up from here, it's pretty easy. So I'll start by removing this pin, and that will allow this to drop. Then put the pin back in the new position here. Clip it back. Okay. Now undo these. I'll allow these to open up. Right, and then now you'll notice this thing comes up like this. Lock it back, both sides. Alright, then we put this back on. Rubber. Okay. Alright. So what I'll do then is there are 6 of these clips that hold the bike wheels. Get those down out of the way. I'll also do the Velcro here to get the clamps ready. And then get our ramp. This is a 46-inch ramp. Just unscrews here, comes out, and then you screw it back in. And you always want to start with the one closest to the car there. And now we put a bike on. Alright, so with the ramp set up, just going to push it up. Make sure that the wheels are contacting the whole way. Alright, make sure that the pedals are going to clear. Alright, park it right about there. See, this part comes up, so I usually stop it right about there. Holding it with one hand, taking the other hand, and positioning this clamp where I want it. With the step-throughs, you're kind of limited. So I like to put it right about here, and then you twist to tighten it down. And once it's nice and tight, you don't have to hold it anymore. So it'll be relatively ready. And it'll just keep tightening. It's kind of the more time-consuming parts of this. But once that's done, we can do the clips. And so for this, I'll start with the front wheel. This comes up, like I was talking about, comes through, and then goes down in. Hard to do this with one hand here. And there's these little rubber protectors here, and that just goes as tight as it'll get. And there's one here and one here. All right, now don't get me wrong, I like the ramp. I've just found it easier to actually just lift it up myself. So for the second bike here, obviously we're going in the opposite direction. Just grab any spot that sort of a secure spot of the bike. Lift it up. Do the back wheel first. Front wheel. Make sure the pedals aren't touching. Grab our arm and flip around this way. And then for this one, I usually like to put it right about here. And so this will clamp down till it's hard to turn there. Now, it also comes with key-to-like locks here. So they give you this key. You can turn that 180, and that basically spins freely. So, and the last thing, they give you these Velcro. If you want, you can kind of loop this around like this for extra safety. Comes back, tightens like that. I'm not sure if it'll actually do anything, but don't want them flapping around during the drive, so that's about it. Oh, and we have a fox. All right, and here is the final product. Again, these bikes are about 60 pounds each. Got a nice spacing here, 11 inches. We actually can fit a Yep Maxi and a Yep Mini. They fit while they're on here. I don't know if I'd drive, especially on the highway with those on, but they do fit. Again, plenty of room here, up to 4.5-inch wheels, up to a 50-inch wheelbase. So yeah, you know, I think it's fairly secure. There's some wiggle, but you know, we've tested it on the highway going, you know, 70, and it does just fine. There, you know, bumps. You can definitely see it wiggling back here, but it kind of seems like it's supposed to have some give. You know, we'll see as time goes on. Just one other thing I wanted to show is to get into the trunk. There's this lever here that simply just folds down like that, and then you're going to come over here. And you know, honestly, if I had one comment, it is very heavy, but it does actually hold the weight of the bikes there. So with that down, and then you can open the trunk, and there's plenty of clearance. All right, so here's some shots to give you an idea of the bike rack in use with the bikes on. You know, we were staying on some pretty local roads here, so maybe got up to 40, maybe 50 miles an hour here. But gives you some idea, you know, when we hit a bump, there's definitely some movement, but nothing extreme. The turns, it does just fine. High speeds, it seems to do just fine. So, yeah, really no major issues with driving so far. All right, so some final thoughts. My wife and I, you know, we were pretty hesitant to spend this much on a bike rack, to be honest. About $6.99 is what we paid. But given, you know, having expensive bikes, heavy bikes, looking at the other models and what they have to offer, their value, their price, this one sort of checked all the boxes for us. You know, we have the extra long ramp that my wife likes to use. We have really good high quality materials, really good secure connection points, and you know, on the road so far, no issues. So if you're in the market, you know, this is definitely one to consider. Yeah, thanks for watching.